Hey, this is John Howell here, founder of TradingInvesting4U.com and also featured in the best-selling book, Secrets of Stock Market Trades Exposed. Now, I want to welcome you to another edition on keeping you on top of the market. So without further ado, let's get into the education. Hey traders, it's John Howell here, and in this video we are going to give you a bigger like a good overall view of what's happening in the S&P 500 market and also the Dow Jones. Basically an overall view of what's happening in the US market here. Now what we're looking at now is we're looking at the S&P 500 daily chart. Okay, and what we have here, we have the volume indicator and we have the stochastic indicator. And we have something very interesting going on here. Now, if we have a look at this, if I pull my stochastic down, and if I pull my volume down, and let's just zoom in on here, zoom in here, there we go. We can actually see a few interesting things here. One, we can see that we've had a massive run to the high side. If I just delete these trend lines for a minute, I'll bring them back up soon. We can see that we've had a massive run to the high side and slowly step up, slowly step up, slowly step up. But now what's happened is the market's ran up, it's pulled back, and now it's running up. And that trend line there, you can see this big trend line through here, where it's touched through there, it's touched through there, big resistance through here. It's now getting back up to that point through there. Now, interesting, right? It's interesting. We're getting up, and what we're getting up to close to a double top now. Now, looking at this particular chart, is we're making a double top, right? Making a massive, almost a double top through there, and possibly a bit higher movement. Now, we could get even a little bit higher movement into this here, but looks like we're even struggling here on the S&P 500 chart. Now, if I get my trend line tool, and if I draw my trend line from here to here, we can see something here. See that there? See how we've made massive amounts of support, resistance through here, support there, support there. Okay, so we're expecting if that's supported the market that much, and we have this massive resistance line up here. So this area here is a massive area of resistance on the S&P 500 chart. Okay, but that's what's happening there. So moving forward, we have that there, and on top of this, on top of everything else, what do we see? If we just squeeze our chart up here, so we're getting a very good indication of what I'm talking about here, is if we have a look here, if we have a look, see that high through there is what's going on. If I just draw a little straight trend line down from there, down, straight down, we can see this point through here, this point through here is where the stochastics were at that point through there. Now we're making a double top. Where's the stochastics right now? It's way down there, right? So that's showing we're getting a double top formation. So we've got a couple of things going on here, right? We're in a massive upward move, and we've got now the market having a major support through here, support. The market's broken down, and now it's breaking back up to give you a double top at a major area of 2 levels of resistance. Okay, so there's major areas of levels of resistance there, and with all of that, now we have which I like to refer divergence. So we're showing much weakness on the indicator here, or on the stochastics here. So with all that being said, this market is showing a lot of weakness here on the market. Now that's only one market, right? This is the S&P 500. Let's go have a look at what the daily chart. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average chart. And there's something very interesting happening here on the Dow Jones, right? Because remember, we're trying to get an overall view of what's happening on the US market. And if we can gauge what's likely to happen in the US market, it's likely to happen here in Australia as well too, right? So let's have a look at this here. The first thing we see, right, is we see the market sort of ran up, and we see this trend line through here, right? We've had a major area of resistance through here, resistance through here, resistance, broke back up, found support through there, and now where we are right now, where it's likely to be resistance, right? We popped down through here, we popped straight back up. Now the second thing that we also have here in charting analysis is what I call my stop and reverse pattern. My stop and reverse pattern is simply this: when the market runs up and hits a resistance level and pops back down, that area now is resistance, right? If the market breaks back up and then just goes sideways and breaks back down, that there is actually a very, what we call a run up and a run back down. It's a reversal signal. So I'm expecting a lot more downside just from that pattern alone. But on top of that stop and reverse pattern, we're getting a few extra things here. We're getting also a potential left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Okay, so we have actually 3 things going here for the downside. Okay, now I'm not bearish on the market at all. Okay, I'm just reading what the charts are telling me. So we have one thing. We have a major support and resistance line. We have a major support line through here. Support and resistance, now being major resistance. We have a stop and reverse pattern where the market could not actually break up and continue going up. Okay, could not continue going up through here. It stopped, came down, now it's run back up. Looks like it's potentially giving us a head and shoulder as well. So that's 3 different things the market's telling us that the market is likely to go down here. Okay, so on top of that, and this is an interesting thing if we have a look at this. If you're having a look at a head and shoulder formation, here is a bit of a tip of how to see whether the head and shoulder formation is likely to be valid or not. Okay, it doesn't work all the time, but it's something to look out for. If you look at the left shoulder here and the potential right shoulder here, if you look straight down through here in the stochastics, this is where the stochastics were on the right shoulder. But if you see on the right shoulder, the left shoulder, the right shoulder is the exact same price, right? It's the exact same price. So because it's the exact same price over here, this is the right shoulder, and this is the potential left shoulder through here. Okay, and because it's the exact same price, you'd expect the exact same strength, right? Well, look at this through here. This is where the stochastics are right now. So even though we're the exact same price here on the head and shoulder formation, we're actually getting lots and lots of weakness on. So this right shoulder here is getting a lot more weaker than the market was here. So that's how you can also use some tips and hints and analysis through what we're looking at here on the Dow Jones. So with all that, I hope you've enjoyed this little video update, this market update. All in all, I see this market coming down a lot more. Okay, this whole stop and reverse pattern here and support resistance and everything I've shown you here on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it looks like we're going to get a lot more downside to come. Okay, I don't know if it's going to completely turn into a crash. I can't say that for now. What I can say is this market is likely to be coming down on at least on the short-term basis. Looking at the S&P 500 daily chart. S&P 500 daily chart is showing the exact same thing as well too. Okay, look at that massive support line getting to resistance, getting major divergence on the stochastics. So my argument is look out for the downside to come this week. Okay, all right, I'm out of here, guys. I hope this has really helped you moving forward this week, and make sure you say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and that is success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.
Since being mentored by Johnny Howe, I have found that my trading skills have grown tremendously.
John Howe is truly one of the best traders of the 21st century.
John, thank you so much for all your time in helping me to become the professional trader that I have been striving to be.
And that saw me take home $1,500 Australian after expenses in only 6 trading days.
I now know I could trade on my own and be successful at it, simply because of the way John has taught me.
Over the last 5 to 6 months, we have a 70% success rate. This is amazing considering how volatile the markets are.
But at the end of January, I was in a position where I could finally test out a couple of live trades. Nothing big, not a lot of money, but on the 2 trades I put in 1 week, I was $1,200 clear. Amazing.
And my last few trades have been fantastic.
I just wanted to say thanks, John. You've got a very, very happy camper here.
I'm absolutely positive that I'm learning the necessary skills to trade the market in any condition, and I'm also earning some money along the way. And I've found John's knowledge of the markets and his enthusiasm to be fantastic.
He's always available and approachable to answer any questions we have to help us get ahead.
With your phenomenal wisdom and insight into the market, you have given me the confidence to step up and take real responsibility in my trading, and the results are starting to flood in. It really means the world to me and my family, and I cannot thank you enough.
So I really have benefited so much from being mentored by Johnny and applying the techniques that he uses, and his mentoring is second to none. Thanks, Johnny, you've really helped me.
John is the real deal.